Taylor Swift is a link builder. There were rumors that she would get engaged. Our client said, let's give them a free wedding venue. And then we got them 50 links. That's digital PR.
Managing multiple clients or large websites? Automate your SEO with Ali AI. Start your free trial now.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Thank you very much, everybody. As we said, we're going to mine the SERPs with off-the-shelf tools to find SEO gold. By the way, thank you so much for choosing this track. I personally think this is the best track here. Yeah. Big round of applause for all of yourself. Right. So, I know, confession, I can't code. I'm dyslexic, I'm proud of it. I just don't get why the curly brackets and the semicolons go where they should do. And I've heard so many great talks about people doing Python and JavaScript, and I go, conceptually, I get this, I can't code for toffee. So what I've done over 27 years of SEO is I break complicated tasks down into a series of processes. It's really handy because you've got the marketing folk on one hand and you've got the devs on the other, and you want the two of them to talk to each other and actually speak the same language. Which led me on to, and I'm going to say this is probably the most famous scrape or hack. In the UK, we have a government department called GCHQ, and they listen to everybody else's phone calls. And they decided to say, we've got a competition. We're going to set up a website, and if you can crack our code, you can come and join us. Being dyslexic means that you look at things slightly differently. I went, site command, have you locked down your thank you page? No, they hadn't. And then somehow, thanks to Google News, my friends in the Netherlands said, you do realize you're on the front page of a Dutch newspaper website. I think they got the picture of me really badly wrong there. Right, so I'm going to talk about three things today. The SERPs, and I'm going to talk about the tools, and I'm going to talk about the SEO gold. Actually, one point I forgot. The reason I say I can't code is if I can basically do the scraping, any of you can do scraping, okay? So when we talk about mining the SERPs, it's clearly a lot more than the standard 10 blue links. Now, we've got the Royal Navy as one of our clients, and they're fascinating because, I've been too sensitive to the clicker. So we've got here, we had site links, people also ask, and the Royal Navy's knowledge pad, and we all know the SERPs change bit by bit. So I'm going to quickly take you through some of the stuff, and then we'll go into more detail later. So for images, we can get you descriptions and categories. Adverts, anybody here who's doing anything to do with paid, let's get the titles and the supporting text and the links for all those adverts. For news, I can get you headlines, deadlines, publication dates. People also ask questions, answers, and the links. Google Maps, let's get you locations, descriptions, and reviews. The clicker seems to be, for some reason, my what's that?
Or move your mic stand as well.
It seems to be automatically moving through.
It's me moving it now.
Okay.
Do you want to try it? Do you want to just consider for your mic as well?
I'll take a handset, yeah. Sorry about this. Technology, eh? Thank you. Okay. Is that on? Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's get, if we can get back on the track. So Google Maps, YouTube. Now, it's not just Google. We can get Bing. We can get, and I've completely forgotten what the Chinese one is called, but we can get that as well. So let's go back in time. It used to be so difficult. Quick hands up here. I like interactivity. How many people here ever tried to scrape the Google search results with Screaming Frog? Right, it doesn't work, does it? Because you get banned really quickly. So what you would need is a tech stack that looks something like this, a shed load of code. And therefore, and what would then happen is, every time the Google SERPs change, you'd have to change the code again. And then you need a set of proxies and decent, reliable proxies. And then some really good database skills to pour that data in. So for years, it used to frustrate me because I could see all that data. I couldn't get access to it. Now, we have a whole load of off-the-shelf tools. All of these are SaaS services, and their one role is to allow you to scrape data via their APIs and get the data into wherever you want to go to. So, when I talk about off-the-shelf tools, I'm essentially talking about no-code tools. So the simplest one is scale serve and value SERP, run through a browser-based interface, and it's as simple as upload your CSV file, press go, 10 minutes later, download the results. You can start working on them. Next up, you've got no-code tools. It still seems to be automatically. Yeah, this.
Very absolute. But that to try and search.
Okay, yeah. So the no-code tools. Now these are, I'm going to say this will take you half an hour to set up, because what these tools do, and we've got Sheets, we've got Analytics Edge, which is my personal favorite, Make, Zapier, Airtable. And what they do is they connect into those SaaS tools APIs. Now that sounds complicated. Again, if I can do it, you can all do it. And this is no more than a half an hour job to be able to do. Now
I had it double fit. I can drive it from here if you want.
Could you? I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna if I flick my. This is gonna be interesting because I've got some animation on some of these slides. Okay, so once you've pushed the data into those, hang on, it's going by itself, and I definitely didn't set up the animation on this. Yeah. Has to be me, doesn't it? Yeah. So are we on the correct slide? If you go back, that's it. Perfect. Yep. So what we can do is once you've got the data into those tools, you can then push it out using the same tools. In this case, and this is the only code I'm going to show you today, is we're taking a load of scrape people also ask, and I'm pushing this out to ChatGPT to get the intent. Right. My favorite tool combo is a combination of Data for SEO, which is a fantastic Ukrainian-based SEO company, and Analytics Edge, which if anybody else here has talked to me, I'm the biggest fanboy ever. It's an Excel plugin, and as well as accessing the scraping tools, you can also hook into Google Search Console, GA4, mash up the data. So what we've got on the screen at the moment is a project we did for a client, which was a competitor audit. They wanted to know who is dominating this space. And we're going to get scraped 250 queries. So, okay, so we've got the original query, we've got the rank, we've got the domain, we've got the title and description. Now, no, the title and description, as we all know, changes based query to query. So we can get those all down. We've got the URL, yep. And now we should go back to the rank. Oh, sorry, too quick. Can you just go back a slide? That's it. Now, with the rank, now you're just seeing one query on there, yep. With 250, we then created a scoring system based on where each of those ranks, and we're able to tell the client who really dominates inside their sector. And it wasn't necessarily the companies they thought it was. Okay, so with the scrape data, we can export it in mainly two ways. You've got CSV, stick that straight into Excel, or Sheets, or JSON, if you're being a bit more fancy, you want to put it into BigQuery or Azure. So this is where the gold comes in. So scraping data used to be so expensive. Now, we can run 10,000 scrapes at a cost of 0.05 pence. Now, this is the only time I'm going to repeat myself. 0.05 pence, everybody. So, that's 10,000 scrapes. It's going to cost you £5. And I believe in that London, that's a flat white these days. So, let's go away and mine the SERPs and find some gold. So what we've got here, we've got Meg the miner. And what we're going to do is we're going to go away and help her when her boss gives her some really complicated tasks. So, find out, first of all, who's dominating the SERPs. So, get 10,000 starter queries, SEMrush, Ahrefs, Google Search Console, whatever. Configure and run it. Download and analyze. SEO Gold. I promise you that's 15 minutes. That's all. It's as simple as doing that. There's no reason that any of you can't leave today and go and scrape 10,000. I think Value SERP and Scale SERP will give you 5,000 free a month. So, we've just saved hours. No, actually, we've just saved days. Sorry. Could you just go? Sorry, yeah. My thumb's too flicky. We've saved, okay, so if you think about it, I love this, I'm getting the humour now. I'm getting the sympathy vote, right. So I say we've saved days, because imagine doing 1,000 individual queries into Google. That's easy. then you've got to copy and paste those Google search results into something, right? I'm going to deliver it to CSV files. So now projects that you previously thought were impossible become possible. Right, next one. Next task. Who is owning the SERPs? Who's listed twice? Now we know that the SERPs change. And on this one, we've got sponsored. We've got from sources across the web, and we've got organic right at the bottom. So what tools like Data for SEO will allow you to do is calculate the pixel height. Now what you've got up there is the results for a generic one called Carpet. Now if you're on a desktop and you're 1920 by 1080, good luck, because if you're not in those top three, you won't be seen. You're actually scrolling below the bottom screen. Now, I don't know if any of you have this. We're in some markets where one website will dominate the results. This is for our client who sells tax return software. It's riveting. And our biggest competitor is Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. Now, you'll see we're doing quite well. For the SO 109 tax form, we rank second. Now, the HMRC ranks in 1, 3, and 4. So we're using this all the time to understand for which terms is it worth chasing. More SEO gold. Task 3. Now, well done, Meg, you've done well. Now go away and find me some relevant internal links for the article. Now, we could use Screaming Frog, we could try and remember. Or what we could do is I can use a site:" command to basically query the site for that particular term. And you're all thinking, well, that's easy, Charles, I can just copy that. Try that with 3 or 5. Also, how about also scraping the terms that Google has chosen to bold inside that text? Yep. So all of this is doable, right? Task 4, easy task. Go away and find me some more relevant tasks. Well, we all know that Google's got people also search for. Every single scraping tool will just grab those for you. Has anyone here ever tried to mine the autocomplete? Oh, it's good. There's some people. So the great thing about autocomplete is, dependent on where you move your cursor, you may get a different result set. Now, how much was it per scrape? 0.05 pence. Right, you can afford to do a load of scrapes to get as much information. What you'll get is duplicates. Oh, the one thing I forgot at the beginning, I'm doing a free giveaway at the end. So excellent. So, even more SEO gold. Right, task 4. On to what questions are people asking about services? Who wants to shout out what I'm going to mine next on Useful Interactivity? Oh, we already got there. Oh, it's a problem of not having the clicker. Okay, let's mine. People also ask, we want to mine it to discover intent. Now, my understanding is Google uses a different algorithm for people also asked. So one of the things we've learned is you get different links appearing in people also ask compared to main search results. And if you want to start today, you don't want to try using APIs, whatever, I can highly recommend, just go back a slide. Sorry. I'm going to say also asked. There was a slide there, but that. Yes, please, yeah. That one, perfect. This cup. Did I hear somebody shout? Whoa. Okay. Next one. Right, task 4. We're going to move on to e-commerce now. So, Meg has been tasked with categorizing the new products they're selling. So we're going to move off the main Google SERPs now. Let's go on to Google Images. You've probably all noticed that Google Images has a category for every single different image that you put in. Those are all scrapable. Oh, how about scraping all the different e-commerce taxonomies that Google Shopping has? So sticking with waterproof jackets, in this case, we have the type, the brand, and we have performance style. Now, those are all context sensitive. Those change for every different type of product. So for Sauvignon Blanc bulk buys, you will see a whole different set of categories. Yep. Okay, task 5. Anybody here does anything to do with paid? Right. You should all like this. Actually, even if you don't do paid, you should like this. Right. We can see who else is advertising. Now, I'm going to be very honest here. Unlike the Google SERPs, which appear every single time, scraping adverts is a lot trickier because they don't always come back for every query. But at 0.05 pence, I think you can afford to do like 10 different queries and see what happens. So here we've got title, description, we get the links. Right. Task number 6. Big. Where do our clients appear there? Now, the result you've got there at the moment is for our client Bristol 24/7. They're an online news website, and we run a daily scrape across 200 different terms to see if they're ranking. So that's an example of news. You can apply that to any SERPs. If you want to build yourself a mini rank tracker, you can use the same scraping technology to do exactly the same thing. Right, task number 7. How often are those AI overviews appearing, which I know we're all thinking about at the moment. So I went into Systrix yesterday and got down, this is the latest data from Systrix, and I have to say I was very surprised by the one site that's seeing the most AI reviews, which is the NHS at the moment. If you're at Marks & Spencer's or DIY.com, you're only seeing 1% of them at the moment. Doesn't mean they won't come. And, oh, can you go back one? That one. I don't know if anybody saw this from SEO Interactive, what the CTR decline was if a AI overview appeared for your page. Yep, that I think is a little bit worrying. So, can we use scraping to see if the AI overviews are appearing? And at the moment, the tools are still trying to work out the best way to scrape them. But yes, they will tell you against each query whether an AI overview appears or not. We're now loaded. I think we're all getting richer and richer in the gold that we can get. Right. Task number 8. They're really working mega hard here. So what they're doing is we've taken on a new client who sells tiles. So what videos are popular about tiles? I know it's a riveting subject. So I've looked up the how to cut a tile. And what do we get there? Who's number 1? B&Q's number 1 with, what's that? 456,000 videos. Well done, B&Q. Okay. Well, what gets better is I can get you titles, categories, and views. Who would like all the captions for the videos? Because if a video has got a caption, you can scrape those captions. And what we're now doing for each content project is going into YouTube, downloading the videos, exporting them, and pushing them out to ChatGPT to summarize the exact content of it. Right. Task 9. Final task for Meg, then she can go home. Boss says we've taken on a new coffee shop, a firm that's got a load of new coffee shops. So go away and find me all the local coffee. So if anybody's doing local SEO at the moment, we can take a look at what's in the local pack. Now, this is a classic near me search. So coffee near me, I live down in a lovely place in Wales called the Mumbles. But what's interesting is Google in this one is not promoting places, it's promoting the Trailfinder and Yelp before it does that. And then if you want to go even deeper, you can basically go down and you can actually scrape each review for each different situation. Brilliant. You're rich beyond your wildest dreams. So, please go back. There we go. Thank you. There's so much. I think you all agree there's so much you can do with this data. Yep, you're limited by your imagination. Now, who here would like 1,003 scrapes? All you've got to do is you need to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you're already connected with me, just send the answer. Now, you need to mention, can everybody see my t-shirt? Good. You need to connect to me. You need to mention the song title and the artist they're connected to. Okay, just go back a slide. I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. I'll say it again. I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Basically, because that's what a lot of agencies find when I go and audit their work. And there we go. LinkedIn, there I am. This slide's now available on Speaker Deck. Thank you very much.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.